everyone, today's look is going to be on this creation right here. It is very warm, very smoky and sultry and sexy. It is featuring a lot of warm tones. I used the Naked Heat palette today, so this palette is absolutely stunning, and as most of you already know, it features predominantly warm tone browns and a bit more of like a cranberry color as well. So that is what is going on in the eyes. I created a really fun smoky eye yesterday using a lot of cool tones, and for whatever reason the SD card was not functioning with me, and after battling for over an hour and a half trying to transfer the files to my computer so I can edit them and post them for you guys, unfortunately I just had to accept my losses and deal with the fact that there are complications and technical difficulties. So I'm trying to not let it dampen my spirits and decided to warm everything up with this sultry smoky brown eye. So if you want to learn how to get this look, please keep watching and I'll show you how. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into the tutorial and try not to think about too much what happened yesterday. My skin is already prepared with serum moisturizer. I have my eye cream going on. I have my 24-hour Smashbox eyeshadow primer on the lid, and we are going to start jumping into some eyeshadow. Today I wanted to do something a bit more summery and bronzy and just really like golden and warm. So what other palette to use than the Naked Heat from Urban Decay. The palette is a huge success, and for good reason. It is extremely pigmented, it is beautiful, and there's lots of different ways to incorporate it into your daily life, your nighttime life, your special occasion life. I'm going to work as always, and I just want to do something really fun that's going to bring out my natural eye color. So as always, we're going to take our MAC 224 brush, and I'm going to dive in with Low Glow, which is this really nice skin tone beigey brown kind of color. And we're just going to generously and generously apply this into our crease, starting with little circles going inwards and then little circles going outwards to softly buff it into the skin, blow it out, diffuse it, and get this party started. I'm not using the Stila palette, I'm just using the mirror in it because it's a little bit more easy to hold. I'm really bringing this shadow here on the inner corner as well, on the inner socket, kind of where it meets up with the eyebrow. Kind of like a nose contour eyeshadow, if you will. Again, you don't have to go as far in as I do. Do whatever you're comfortable with. I just really want to make this look blown out and smoky and absolutely exaggerated. Next, I'm going to be taking my Smashbox definer brush, and I'm just going to go in with Ounce. This really nice white, off-white eggshell kind of color. And we're just going to throw that right underneath the eyebrow and then just meet it up with that Low Glow. So again, they just nicely cross over. Don't really see where one begins and where one ends. They just nicely mesh together. And then just going back in with my 224, there's no product on it. Or at least I didn't add any extra product, it's just whatever's left over from the initial application. And again, little circles in an outward motion, upwards towards the brow, just to connect it with that Ounce. And it just really softly diffuses everything. It is a smoky eye, we're going to be adding more intense colors. So just by working slowly and building everything up, you will get the intensity that you like, but still having that nice blend. So these like first two steps, they don't have to be perfect because you're just cross-hatching and kind of layering everything, giving it that build-up that you want to. So you could easily just do a little bit of liner and mascara. Boom, this is your look for the day. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna take He Devil. It's this stunning like rustic cranberry red, but it's still a brown. It's a really lovely color. And we're just going to, again, take that on the same 224 MAC brush and again running it through the crease, connecting it with the initial first transition crease color. You can see the difference. It's warming up the product, it's warming up the look, giving a little bit more dimension and depth. Next, I'm going to be taking my MAC 217 brush. It's a little bit smaller and a bit more precise, but it's still quite fluffy. However, you do have the two sides that are flat, so you can pack the color or you can really do the windshield washer motion just to blend it out and buff it out. In this case, I'm going to be taking En Fuego, a deeper, more maroony kind of color. So far, all of the colors I've used are matte as well, if anyone is wondering. But there are some absolutely beautiful shimmers in this palette as well. Just a tiny bit, and we're going to work this into our outer crease. Again, you can see the difference. It's just making the eyes a little bit bigger, a little bit smokier, and a little bit more dramatic. I'm going to go back in with my 224. I just wiped it a little bit clean, and I'm taking Sauced. So slightly more pale camel tone color in comparison to Low Blow, which you saw is right beside it. And this look isn't high enough for me. Again, for majority of people, it's like, okay, calm down, but for me, it's not high enough. So I'm just going to take this color and we're just going to, again, pull it upwards. So lightly patting it on the external lines, the external blend, and just really lightly, softly dragging it upwards. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That is the look that I wanted to do. You can really see how it just softly blew everything quite nicely out. Perfect. In this case now, I'm going to be taking a creamy product. You can use anything that you have your hands on. In this case, I'm going to be using a Bourjois En bas paupières, eyeshadow and liner, tenue confort 24 heures, smudge proof, waterproof. It's like halfway rubbed off because it has been sharpened so many times. This is old as fuck. It's discontinued. It doesn't exist anymore. Any creamy pencil, even like a Jumbo NYX pencil, will totally work. And I'm using something that's really, really bronzy, like extremely bronzy. And I'm just going to throw this all on my lid. And we're just going to apply it up to the crease. Just like so. It should give you something like that. And now this is going to give a little bit of texture. It's going to provide our product to stick a little bit better. And in this case, I'm going to be taking Ember, this very far corner right here. And this is a shimmer. And we're just going to generously pack this on our MAC 217. And we're going to pat this on our lid. Oof. Oh yeah, that is absolutely stunning. You can see that the cream base really made a difference. It just activated all of those little light reflecting pigments in the eyeshadow, so it gives a little bit more luminosity, a little bit more light and intensity. And since everything up to date has been matte, as opposed to this one color that we're just applying now, it really defines that texture. It really shows up the difference in finish. Looks absolutely beautiful in my opinion. I'm just going to repeat this on the other side. If you don't have a cream base, of course you could just use the standard wet your brush trick with some Fix Plus or thermal water or any setting spray you have for that matter. Just like so. And now going in with Ashes, which was the second, well, technically it's the second darkest color, but if you compare it to Embers, it is the darkest color. So just take the darkest color. Again, this is going back into a matte. And I'm just going to throw this again into the outer crease, unifying that En Fuego with that Embers, and then all those lovely transition colors. Just because it kind of got a little bit lost there in the blending. Sometimes you can overblend and kind of lose your definition. So again, I just want to add a little bit more of depth and contrast. Just like so. So I'm pretty happy with how this blended out. I'm going to clean it up underneath my lash line, just with a little bit of Bioderma Sensibio H2O micellar water. This stuff is fantastic. It has been in my kit for years. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. It does go on sale as well at Femme à Prix, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, I believe, carries it. I'm not entirely sure. Jean Coutu carries it as well. Start off with a little bottle. It's $6, $7, and when you fall in love, you can invest in the big one. This is regular price $20, and it lasts forever. And no, I'm not sponsored. I'm going to use this to clean up a little bit of the follow we got going on, and then I will come back after doing my face, and we will continue the eyes. So I'm just going to be taking my Beaming Blush highlighter from MAC. This is a Real Techniques setting brush. I love doing this step. I think this is one of my favorite parts of doing makeup. And while the skin is still slightly tacky, I'm just going to apply a really healthy dose of highlight. So once you're done blinding people the way you want to, we're going to jump back into the eye makeup. I'm going to be taking, I've done Torch like on 2 videos already. So I think I'm gonna take instead Whiskey. This is the Urban Decay Glide On pencil. And just messily, I'm going to apply this on my lash line and waterline. Just any like nice warm chocolate brown eyeliner will do the trick. And again, this process, this application does not have to be perfect just because it is a smoky eye. We are going to smoke it out and blend it out. So once you've applied your eyeliner pencil, you could again just smoke it out by itself. Take a pencil brush, smoke out the liner on its own, and then that's it, you're done. I'm going to take it a little bit further. I'm going to be taking Fireball. This color is not in the palette. It is a rose red cranberry, but it has this absolutely magnificent like peachy pinky gold shift. It's stunning in my opinion, and we're gonna use it. So I'm just taking my Sigma bullet brush. This is the E30. Any bullet brush will do the job. I'm just going to generously pack that on. and just smudging it right on our lower lash line. Now this color is lighter than our actual eyeliner pencil that we used. So if you take a pink or a red or a white, it will make it even more intense. But since I wanted to keep the look a little bit smoky, I wanted to do a slightly darker base. And I find that since we did the brown in the waterline as well, it does bring out your eye color anyways. It gives a little bit more depth and dimension. Just like so. Again, you can leave it there, you can keep going. We're gonna keep going. Using the same brush, I'm not wiping it clean. I'm gonna go back to my heat palette and I'm gonna go back into En Fuego. That stunning burnt cranberry warm brown, and just on the outer corners, melting it into that fireball. It's pretty fun to say. Melt it into the fireball. And since we used En Fuego on our upper lash line, it kind of gives a bit of balance. It just frames the eye quite nicely in my opinion. And I'm going to go back in with my MAC 217 brush. There's nothing on it, at least I didn't put any product on it, it's just whatever's left over from blending on the upper lash line. And as always, we're just going to smudge it lightly and gently over the lower lash line, just so that everything melts quite nicely in together. Just like so. Next, I'm going to be taking Baked from the Urban Decay Solo eyeshadow. Any bronzy gold will do the job. It's just use whatever you have. And I'm going to be taking another Smashbox definer brush. This one is clean. And I'm just going to generously pack that on my brush. A nice spritz of thermal water. And we're just going to pop this on the inner corner. Oh, magic. And just lightly patting it and pushing it into the existing colors here on the inner corner. Just kind of rounding it out, making a little C motion so that it blends and diffuses into the colors on our lid and as well on the lower lash line. But you can see how it just complements all of the shades that we used. Because of that gold reflect in our highlight, it really makes the highlight stand out nicely as well. Immediately activates our eye color without being, I don't know, too much. Is there such a thing when I do makeup? And it's not super pale either. It is a bit of a darker gold. If it's a little bit too dark for you, it's not a problem. You can go in with a classic champagne color like Kitten from Stila. I'm just gonna pop a little bit on top just to brighten things up. But you see the difference? Like, it just gives a little bit more of a multi-dimensional, multi-layered look. Just like so. And then just taking a big fluffy brush, this one is clean, I'm just going to do little motions, little circular motions, just to ensure that everything is nicely diffused. Like so. And then once you're happy with that, you can do your mascara. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do just a little bit of liquid eyeliner. I'm not going to do a wing, it's just so that the lashes have a black band to sit on, and that way makes it look like my eyelashes are bigger and longer. I'm going to do my eyebrows and then I'll come back to show you the finished look and we'll do lips together. Hey everyone, so this is the final finished look. I decided to put some earrings that are a little bit more pinky purple, rose gold. I did a nude lip. I was debating doing an orange. There's a Go-Go from Kat Von D. It is a very bright, very fun, very beautiful orange red, but more so orange. And I realized that it just was a little bit too much with the eyes. I know, since when do I say it's too much? but I figured that this would just complement the look a little bit better. So this is Lolita from Kat Von D as well. And just to give it a little bit more texture and a dimension, I'm going to add a topper. This is a Quo product. It was in a pre-pack, so it's not permanent. It was limited edition. There's no name, there's no shade. It literally just says lip gloss. So this is a bit more of a cool tone duochrome. It's a very pink base, but you can see that there's a bit more of like a rose gold, but at the same time opalescent reflect. It's really bizarre and interesting. So I'm just going to pop this in the middle. In my middle, I mean everywhere. I'm not sure if I like that, but it's too late in the game to kind of take it off. I have to get ready for work. And by ready, I mean actually leave this apartment and go take the metro. So this is the final look. I hope you learned something interesting today, that you picked up some tips and tricks. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Give me positive but constructive feedback down in the comment section below, and I will see you next video. Bye, guys.